Exhausted from endless revisions, confusing tools, and content that still doesn't pop? What if you could generate new product visuals, on-brand ads, and entire campaigns in minutes, not days? In this video, I'm revealing 25 lightning-fast ways to use Nano Banana to simplify your content creation and finally fix the visual chaos without burning time or money. Well, let's get started. Do you have a mascot for your product? Simply put in a prompt to ask for a mascot for essential oils, welcoming customers. And here we got Ollie. Yep. And then I asked to change it to celebrating success. And we got a new one. And I was like, I think I want to stick with what Ollie looks like. So I uploaded Ollie again, said, now let's have him celebrating success. And there's Ollie in a lavender field. Now let's have Ollie being helpful and helping a customer. So you see what you can do by just simply coming up with new ideas for a mascot for your products and see what Nano Banana can come up with. Let's take our ad designs and come up with some new, fresh ideas. So maybe you see an ad design and I asked it to redesign it with neon colors and modern style. And now we have this new design. I uploaded another one just to give it some blues and greens with squares. And there we've got some promotions with blues and greens and squares. Now I asked to place the products in a beach setting for the promotion for an ad. And you notice it changed the products. So the products look like this, definitely not the same as the products here. So I re-uploaded the image, placed these products in a beach setting for the same promotion as an ad, and it's missing these two. I tried to do it again, still missing again. So I decided to get smart and say, change the background to a beach, keep everything else, and boom, it worked. Now let's take another set of products and use them in an ad with a woman in modern kitchen drinking a glass of dark green liquid with these products on the counter. And this is what we got. Look at that. I'm very impressed. So I took another ad and said, change the background to a beach at sunrise. So you see how simple it is to take an existing ad and just change up the background to something different. Now let's have some fun changing up a thumbnail. And I simply took this thumbnail here off the internet and this crazy thumbnail here, replaced the man with a surprised woman in the thumbnail holding the phone. And we've got me holding the phone as a new thumbnail. Now I could keep working it and have her move over. I can change up the wording on here as well, or I can take it into Canva and do whatever I need to and isolate it. But I'm pretty impressed that it took simply two images and did swap them. Sometimes it takes a few tries. And I said, have her eyes look at the phone. Everything else is the same. Well, she's not looking at the phone. So I said, replace the man in this image here with this woman, which is me pointing at the text. And I've got my hand pointing at the text. So didn't exactly work out. Sometimes what I find is that when you remove the image of somebody else and then ask it to keep it, you get what you want. And then it's a two-step process to insert me in the image. And it did not work. So I put the two images side by side, placed the woman on the thumbnail image next to the banana, and it worked. Now, I didn't realize that the image that I did put had my hair cut off. So you want to make sure that when you're doing it, that you choose an image that your hair is not cut off. Now let's have some fun with some variations of ads or logos. So I said, give me a variation of this logo for fall. And we took Google. And this is what we got. Now, I did ask it to do for Christmas, but I accidentally stopped it. So we didn't get to see that image as I was uploading another image, asking for a board with 4 variations of this logo. And here we got 4 different variations of the Amazon logo. So not exactly spelled correctly, but what I'm thinking is it's really fun and creative to get some new ideas where you don't have to do one at a time, which takes longer. So now I asked, can we colorize an image? And we took a very famous black and white image, and here it is. I'm really impressed with how it colorized that image. I've tried this with a few other images, and it comes out really, really well. Now, think about if you need to make a miniature model of, say, a home. And so I took one very famous one called the White House and asked for a miniature model on a wooden table. And we got the miniature model. Now, let's have some fun making coloring book pages. So say you want to create a coloring book and you've got a bunch of images. All you have to do is turn it into a black and white coloring book page, and this is what you get. So It's like, that's not bad at all. And then there's times where maybe you might need to take a big budget live action costume test shot on film from a cartoon sketch and look at what it produced. Exactly what we asked for. Very nice, simple, and easy from a sketch. I wanted 4 different art style changes to this ad here. And here we go. We've got some different styles, gives you some ideas when you're trying to come up with new ideas. Another thing that you might want to do with a new style here is I took this image that I found and I simply asked it to insert the image of the girl with the computer into that image. And look at that. It did not keep it the same aspect ratio, but it actually kept everything else in there pretty well. I'm really surprised. So I like that. I asked to remove the girl in the image and it removed the girl. And I asked to insert my image because I find that is sometimes easier to get the prompt to work. And it did. It kept it the same. And so I asked it to flip the image horizontally and it changed it, but it did change. My arms are a little funky, so I'd have to rework that one a little bit. Now let's go on for other ad ideas. And I wanted to take this bottle of lavender and come up with a collage of 6 different background settings for this bottle. And I was very impressed with this. Look at that. Beautiful. 6 different images. Now they're going to download as one image, but I could just take a snippet of any of one of them, re-upload it into Nano Banana, and ask it to generate that image. So I asked for a pop art filter to this ad. We've got a new ad here with a pop filter on it. I said, apply the neon art style to the same ad. And you've got some neon. So what's nice is if you're not sure what kind of art styles you want, you could simply just type into Google Gemini and ask for different art styles that you could apply to images and then use them as prompts. You can even ask and provide the prompts for Nano Banana. So I did that and I actually asked it to turn this into a wellness product ad with less verbiage. Use soft watercolor splashes, dreamy pastel color palette, and gentle shading. And this is what we got. It actually took all of the text off of that. So I wouldn't need the usage guide on there, but you can play around with that. I found an ad that I was like, okay, I like this energy drink style. So I took a product that is for energy and asked it to remove the can and replace with the image bottle of Mito 2 Max and change the text to Mito 2 Max instead of energy drink here. And this is what we got. This gave a really good depiction of the energy bottle here and with the Mito 2 Max in the same font style. So what I also asked it to do is change the color scheme from blue to orange. And it did it. It just gives you some new, fresh ideas. A new idea was asking for a business card designed with the following information. And I just put my name, AI business coach, amplify your business, and I put a phone number down. And it came up with a collage of different amplify your business styles here. And so with that, gives you a few ideas. And I was like, what could I do with the word AI? The logo AI. So give me a collage of 8 ways to showcase AI with different colors and styles. And this is what it came up with of what AI meant to Nano Banana. But I like this one in the middle. So I did a snapshot of it and I uploaded it and said, change the colors to neon blue and neon pink. And there we have it. I actually like that. I'm going to use that one. Now let's move on to other ways that you can use Nano Banana. And consider this like a redecorating, simply uploading a paint swatch and a room with furniture in it. Change the wall color in the first image to match the color of the paint chip in the second image. Well, guess what? It didn't work. So I asked it to describe the room in that image, okay? And ensure the lighting is the same. And here's the image of the room with the walls repainted to the slow green color. And this color seems slightly off. But if you were to look at this, you are going to see a very small hint of green to this color. So I said, let me try a different color to Caribbean coral. And I asked to change the color, and it did. Then I uploaded
Bundle House Blue, and it changed the whole room. So sometimes you gotta take that image and copy it. And I said, now change this room to Bungalow House Blue. And it worked. So I love that you can use this as a decorator or maybe even for personal use when you're trying to find new color ideas. So now let's move on to adding some furniture on a back patio. So I asked it to describe the furniture. Then I took the furniture and I took a picture of the back patio and asked it to place that furniture that was described onto that patio. And it did it. Add additional outdoor carpet, a barbecue grill, and other things on the patio to fully decorate a beautiful patio with the new patio furniture. And it did it. You can get really creative and let Nano Banana place them on there, or you can ask it to describe the product that you're trying to put onto the image, and it should work for you a lot better. I took this image and said, change the color of the furniture to blue and add a matching blue two-seat love seat behind the fireplace. And it worked. I like when it works. So we got a little redecorating going on again. This time I'm removing the beds from the image, and it left me with the nightstand. I decided to see what would happen and uploaded a bunk bed and asked it to place the bunk bed against the wall. And it did it. I wanted to see if we could decorate an empty room. Say you're a realtor and you need to place some furniture in the images that you're going to be uploading. So decorate this room with modern photos on the wall, couch and TV and plant on shelf, and a carpet on the floor. I know that I asked for a lot of things in one prompt, and look at that. It did it. Then we took an image of a dining area. And I said, decorate this exact room with dining room furniture, make it look fully ready to show off in a magazine. And that's what it did. All right. Here's where we can take two images and put them together, standing together next to each other, posing for a photo at a convention with a yellow Offer Labs sign and people in the background. And so it came up with an image that did not look like me at all, and it spelled Offer Lab wrong. So I uploaded a better image of myself, replaced the woman in the image with the uploaded woman, and it did not work. Okay, so let's take it and try it again with a better image. Create an image with these two people standing next to each other at Offer Labs convention. And here we got the image, and it worked perfectly. Put a convention style name tag on lanyard on the woman, and it did that as well. So this is exactly what I used on my social media to advertise this platform here.
So it's really limitless on what you can do with Nano Banana, whether you are coming up with more efficient ways to work, create content designs, ads, logos, and so much more. Let me know in the comments what your favorite thing to use Nano Banana is or what you plan to try next. Till next time, don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button.